So let's actually return to the academia classroom for just a minute, because in volume 3 you penned an excellent chapter, provocatively titled the premature death of the business plan. Kind of the Mark Twain, the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. Is the business plan dead? Give us a couple of quick thoughts on the state of the art of the business plan and connecting it to the outside world.
Business plans are super alive unless you're trying to go for venture capital in California. And think of it this way: if you want an SBA guaranteed loan from your bank, you have to have a business plan.
Right.
If you're trying to borrow money from Aunt Mabel, and Aunt Mabel has an accountant or a lawyer, when she starts writing that check bigger than $10,000, they'll be asking her, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? And they'll want to see the business plan, even if Aunt Mabel trusts you because she thinks you're really sweet. The need for the business plan, institutional need for a business plan, really hasn't changed at all, except for that one tiny group. Even there, when I said only California, it really is true. Tom Eisenberg at Harvard did a study on business plan use for DocSend, and I had called him with some questions about the study, and he was saying that his finding was that most of the businesses in California didn't have business plans. And I said, well, what is it like in Boston? He says, if we're going to try and get California money, we don't need a business plan. But if we're trying to get money for venture capital backed startups here in Boston, yeah, you still need a business plan. So if you running without a business plan is great if you've got a very forward thinking angel group or Aunt Mabel, but pretty much for everyone else, you're going to find they want a business plan.
I agree. I mean, again, it's one of those things where it never really went away, but how it presents itself has morphed and changed over time. And again, you correctly point out some excellent differences between the needs of a micro, small, and medium enterprise and a potentially high scalable growth company, and what they might need in terms of a pitch deck versus a business plan versus a pitch deck, and so on and so forth. So excellent points. Again, this I think our listeners are going to quickly realize why you're a master educator, as you've touched a base on a whole bunch of different things. But let me ask one more question real quick outside the frame of Volume 3 and Volume 4, although in Volume 4, for the first time, we're going to have an excellent chapter on the state of the art of doctoral student education. Obviously, a very important aspect of the academic side of our field. You've done a superb job of collecting, collating, compendium of entrepreneurship centers, directors, chairs, and doctoral programs. What are your quick thoughts on doctoral education and entrepreneurship moving forward?
By the way, if someone Googles doctoral education in entrepreneurship or doctoral programs in entrepreneurship, they'll see actually the list I maintain of all the doctoral programs in entrepreneurship worldwide. So it's on my academic website called eWeb. So if you do doctoral programs in entrepreneurship, it'll be there. The number of programs, it continues to grow, and there are beginning to be specialties like technological entrepreneurship or sustainable entrepreneurship, which I think is exciting. I think the models for entrepreneurship are really growing tremendously. I look at what the EU is doing, and they actually have EU-wide policies for lifelong entrepreneurship education, and they've put real money and clout behind efforts to create doctoral education and entrepreneurship as a way to sort of build the field so that there is lifelong entrepreneurship education all the way down to little kids and all the way up for the retirees that we're going to be in a few years. So, it's an exciting prospect. There are some real models and modeling of new educational approaches that is happening in entrepreneurship doctoral education. So I think there's a lot of exciting stuff going on.
Outstanding, and indeed, although I have to agree, as you and I have aged up, so to speak, in the field, I still think of the older folks as 15 years older than me, but suddenly I realize you and I are catching up pretty quick. So we have to be a little more careful there.
Yeah.
But anyway, the excellent comments, very, very good. Again, I think our listeners are going to understand, again, why you're a master educator in this field. You have captured so much across the classroom, research, the field, again, in and out of the classroom, connecting it. A little bit of a teaser for volume 3 as well. Jim Fiat, Dr. Fiat will be writing the chapter on doc education, and I know he relied heavily on some of your research for that. But again, you're, along with the other 4 master educators, just doing a great job in mentoring that next generation. Any last minute words of wisdom for that group coming up behind us in terms of entrepreneurship education? Can entrepreneurship be taught?
Absolutely. Okay. And part of this thing, when people start saying, well, but can you make someone into another Bill Gates? No. What we do is we decrease the downside of entrepreneurship. When we started out, when we were doctoral students, the SBA swore that 50% of all businesses business starts fail in 2 years. And it turned out, no, that's not, those numbers aren't right. But part of it, a lot of people still think something like that's there. And what we are able to do in our classrooms is decrease the chance of failure. So that if what we're doing is helping people test out their ideas and figure out which ideas won't work in the ivory tower, when their money is safe, their families are safe, they keep going through until they get the workable ideas, and we help them build those and bulletproof those better, giving them a better chance of success and a much lower risk of failure. When we do that, we are doing everything that we need to help these people out.
I love that.
Keep on keeping on.
It is a greater chance for success. Entrepreneurs solve problems, and whatever we can do to help them solve those problems, it, just like you say, we decrease their risk of failure, increase their chance of success. Jerry, thank you so much. As always, you're on top of this. Your insights are incredible as always. Thank you for taking time. I know, like everyone else, you got your hands full of changes and classes and students and other engagements. So we really appreciate your taking time out of that busy schedule to join us. Remember, volume 4 of the Annals of Entrepreneurship Education and Pedagogy will be coming out in January in concert with the USOSB conference. So look for that. I know you're going to find it to be a very engaging, interesting read. Jerry, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Bye, everyone.